Candy McCune is an attorney and experienced Christian conciliator, and she's going to be talking today on guiding Christians to the best conciliation process and preparing them to participate well in it.
Yes. Thank you, Leanne. And yes, I work with Christians. And what that means is that the Bible, scripture, is the supreme authority governing every aspect of our conciliation process. What's conciliation? It's a process for reconciling people and resolving disputes out of court in a biblical manner. It's a conciliatory process rather than that adversarial process in which I was trained as a lawyer. Now, first, I try to help people recognize the problem is really a problem. Fight or flight, they don't work as solutions to disputes, especially the ones that have them still roiling up inside. And hating another person, that's the poison we drink, wishing they would die. That doesn't make sense either. And that's not a solution we desire, truly. So helping them recognize the problem is really a problem comes first. Secondly, when a person recognizes that their usual methods of dealing with a dispute or conflict are not working, we start with the only part they truly control, themselves. What is their part in the dispute? Do they have ownership of some contributory factor? This is major work to be done, and it starts with one-on-one coaching. Now, this is the kind of coaching that often continues even during a mediation in a Christian setting. With all the parties, I help them examine the circumstances, the dynamics of the people involved. Who is really the focus? What is really the focus? And what process options are available? Then we select the process that best fits their situation. And hopefully, at that point, we're able to set it in motion. What are the processes? Let me just start with that coaching. It's a one-on-one activity. It involves working with that individual, each of the parties, to draw out what the underlying reasons for that dispute are. Whatever matters of the heart are impacting attitudes, motives, or actions that are inconsistent with Christ's commands and teachings and that are dishonoring to God. Mediation, it's a relatively informal and totally voluntary process. That's where a mediator facilitates the communication between the parties. Mediators are concerned as much with reconciling the parties as helping them settle their substantive differences. The goal is to assist the parties to find their own best solution to the dispute. Arbitration, that is a more formal process where the arbitrator acts, it's in a different role as a judge. Their decisions are also legally binding. Going directly to an arbitration without trying mediation first is usually not advisable. Another option is mediation/arbitration. The parties will agree to mediate first, and if unsuccessful, either on one issue or more, the parties are legally obligated to proceed to arbitration on those unsettled matters. Now, as you may imagine, just getting through the initial stages and identifying the best process, it takes some time. We establish passport. We figure out a lot of things that need to be addressed before we ever get into the room together. But especially if you have one side who's not really wanting to participate, this is not easy. And I will tell you, that's most often the case. So the initial consultation and then the one-on-one coaching of each of the parties, that's all very crucial in getting a process selected and in place. And it also starts the individual work in each of the parties that is going to be absolutely necessary to be done for the process of mediation or any joint meeting together to have success. Now, one of the biggest hurdles I find is the belief of parties that mediation always results in a compromise, a splitting of the difference. And that's just not true. It's amazing when people recognize their contribution to the problem, which they may have totally missed all the way up to contacting me. They are ready to hear the other side. They listen. And it is a wonderful situation when workable solutions appear from their hearts. The generosity of these solutions often astounds me. And the rejoicing over the reconciling of relationships, that's a total win for all, but especially the Lord. The key is the gospel in Christian process, and it's spelled out and applied in scripture. We follow it, all the way through. Thank you.